Not that you would know, but the beginning of this podcast is actually part of a simulation. You see, there are an unknown missing 3 minutes from this podcast that will never see the light of day. What was said in those 3 minutes, what was explored in those 3 minutes will never come back again. But one day, perhaps long from now, someone will find the archives, collect the files, and be able to decipher the ancient texts. For I leave my legacy in those 3 minutes. Otherwise, though, welcome back. Hey, hello! And welcome back to the Growing Mental Podcast. It is your host, Par, and we are growing our mental slowly, day by day. Here I am once again. And this is episode 5 of the Growing Mental Podcast, which means we'll be doing this for 1 month. Well, over 1 month now, but, now it's officially 1 month in my eyes. And we are back. We're back, and we're celebrating. We're patting ourselves on the back. Because if you followed along, or if you stumbled upon the podcast, that's 1 month in the books going towards improving the state of our mental health. And that's not something to be laughed at, I think it's hard enough in the world as it is, with COVID going on and the heavy isolation that most people should be facing and having to deal with, since social distancing and all that, and basic human decency for your fellow man. So we all are going to have to deal with some point the crushing loneliness. And, every introvert and person who would stay inside indoors by their own choice, now is forced to stay inside, and they're like, no, not like that. No, not like that. It's the same for me. Although I loved planning events. I didn't know how much until I could no longer do it. And I only did it a few times. So, it's not great. Not great. I'm fucking being forced to just kind of subsist alone in my home. But hey, we still gotta work at improvement. So we're celebrating the 1 month. Here we are. So let us proceed to the roundup. Of course, this means that the 2 month celebration will be on episode 9, which will be, a few weeks from now. But a month is a month. And that means there's much to celebrate. Where do I usually put my... Sorry, God damn, I closed all these... Fuck. Okay. So there's much to celebrate now. Unfortunately, there's not much to celebrate on the roundup. Here is the roundup. Let me refresh our goals from last week. 1, 30 minutes of exercise every day. 2, 30 pages of writing. 3, 30 minutes in a social Discord. 4, put pod on 2 new platforms. 5, stream on YouTube 3 times. Okay. So, this is a weird week, okay? This is going to be a very weird week because there was exactly one, I swear to God, I never have to sniffle until it's time to work on the podcast and record it and get it set up and, edit. And it's really fucking annoying. But this is a weird week because I've only gotten one full one done. And then 1/3 of one done, so 1, and then 1.3. And, no, actually, and then 1/3 of another one, so 1.6. But then I set up the regiment for the exercise, so 1.9, really, sort of thing. It's been a weird week. So I put the pod on 2 new platforms. Of course, the easiest on the list, one that should have just fucking been done last week, but I had an awful week. And then I did that pretty much day of last podcast. Then I decided to, hey, let's see what this looks like. Let's see what the rest looks like. That same day, I also worked out a regiment. Last Wednesday was a big sort of improvement day for me. I was actually very active. I was actually incredibly active. It's a shame how things went, but so I set up a workout regimen, an exercise regimen that I actually think I will follow. I also committed to having a salad every day at 12 p.m. So I could, dieting is not something I've done better with fasting than dieting. And I know there's concerns there with fasting, but I've sort of worked it out, so, in a way that I'm pleased with. So I want to get 3 meals a day, because I don't do that. And that makes me, hungrier later in the day. So I end up overeating, then. But I've been doing that lately. So, breakfast is an important meal of the day, but I've not eaten breakfast consistently in years. In fact, last time I ate breakfast was, I can't remember when. So I thought about adding that back, but I just can't do it. So I fast until 12, and then I have a salad, and then I have whatever the family eats. On have I retreaded this somewhere? Oh, I think I talked to a friend about this. I'm never sure what's on it. See, this is why I don't like. This is truthfully why I don't like talking about my goals in the podcast with people, because then when I get on the podcast, it fucks me up when I'm thinking about, what I've done. Because if I talked about it, because I talked about the diet thing with a friend, and basically what my plan was for the diet. And so retreading that, I was like, did I talk about this last week? But no, the diet never came up last week. And that's just how things go sometimes. So, it's, sorry, I keep calling it a diet. It's not really a diet. I've committed to having a salad every day. So I'll be actually having it after this podcast. Filming it at about 11. So, I've worked out the regimen. I've committed to eating healthier. But I haven't implemented it just yet. I'm going to start to implement that today. And this will go on at least for another month, I think. For another at least 4 episodes, I'll still have a 30 minutes of exercise every day. Until it becomes a consistent thing. And then I'll take it off. 3 pages of writing done. I wrote a page on on a new idea, or really an old idea that I'm actually, sort of newly committing to, and I'm playing around with the idea. And I actually told this to a friend again. I'm once again playing around with the idea that I will commit this to, actually like a project. So choosing a writing idea I like, and then committing 3 pages each week to doing it. Because I want to get something published. I want to get something published again. And I've talked about the nirvana of having a book that has your name on it, and being able to actually hold and touch it. Like my first, not even novel, but my first book was garbage, but looking at it and feeling it and having it physically was one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. And there's no comparison. There's no comparison to be had to it so far in my life, which is dope. 30 minutes in a social. I forgot about this actually. 30 minutes in a social Discord channel okay, I haven't done this. And like I said, this is just the one that I'm going to have to pop into a Discord channel. Just talk. Literally just talk. And then 30 minutes, it's done. And 30 minutes might, this podcast, because it's just me solo talking, 30 minutes can seem long. But 30 minutes is short, man. That's such a blip in our lives. That once I do that, it's gone forever. But instead of doing this, I got back on Tinder. This seems like the most in-depth roundup I've done, by the way. I wasn't expecting it to be this in-depth. But hey, a month in, I think I'm finally finding my fucking stride with the roundup. In particular, because I think this is part of the podcast that was always, hit or miss. But, so, instead of 30 minutes in a social Discord, I decided to go on Tinder. When I'm not even necessarily happy with the state of my body, so I just have a bunch of weird fucking photos on there. And I think I got a match. I'm baffled. I'm baffled, dude. But I updated the bio to something more honest, and maybe that worked. Maybe that worked, copium. So, like I said, like 2.2. One complete goal done, and then everything else got 0.3. So I did better than I thought I did. But, put pod on two new platforms. I have. I've gotten listed, and that's even getting listed, that's a big step. So I'm gonna take this one off for this week. Put pod on these two new platforms, hopefully coming, and it'd be fucking huge to get on Spotify. Because then I could probably actually build an audience, because it's weird to watch a podcast on YouTube with no sort of visual component. This is literally just click on YouTube and put it in the background. So there's that. And then 5 is stream on YouTube 3 times. I streamed on, I think, Thursday. Or last Wednesday. Either way. I did end up streaming. I was going to continue to stream. But all of the sudden, last week, my mental health went doing and fucking descended into lunacy. Fucking Looney Tune antics. I don't know what the fuck was going on there. All of a sudden, I was not having a good time on this earth. It was real bad. Yeah. Holy shit. I went from, feeling motivated, planning to implement a lot of things to, you ever feel like the earth should just fucking swallow you whole because you don't deserve to exist anymore? And my head was spinning, bro. I couldn't sleep well at all. My sleep, just suddenly disappeared. I started waking up at 2:46 a.m. exactly, like every day. It's weird. It's a thing that used to happen. It's so weird because it's a thing that used to happen when I was a happier person. Like in college, I'd wake up and I'd always know exactly when I went to sleep. The minute I went to sleep and the moment I woke up, I'd know. And just to have suddenly a weird case of insomnia, where all of the sudden I started to repeat that, except in a God, I wish I could fucking sleep. And this is how shitty the sleep's been. So I'd go to sleep 10, wake up 2, and I'd be dreadfully fucking tired the entire day. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a fun time. And then it sort of came to a head on Sunday when I was just, not fantastic. Not a fantastic day for me. I can always tell when I'm really in a bad mood because I usually keep the lights off in my room because we have electricity bill, and I like to, if my computer's gonna be on, I like to keep everything else the fuck off. I haven't been on my Xbox in fucking weeks because I'm like, no, we got an electricity bill. We should, yeah. There's no need for that to be on if I'm just gonna be on the computer, and I can play games on the computer if I want to do that. So I've unplugged the Xbox now, but I usually keep the lights off. Because there's a lot of shit in this room that take electricity, so it's good to sort of limit as much as I can. But the lights were off, and I purposely made the room fucking pitch black. It was literally like, it was like a meme, bro. It was like a meme, like the darkness meme with like dark thoughts going on, but except in real life. And it was interesting. And it got to Monday, and I was having, I guess, I slept through the night, but it still felt like shit, One of those things where you're like, oh, thank God I slept through the night, and then you wake up and it's like, no, I still feel like complete shit. What the fuck? And the latter half of that day, I spent I said this to a friend, I spent it in a fucked up miasma where I had a conversation with someone and I literally forgot what we talked about. Like, it was a bad decision. My head was in a fucked up place. I was really feeling awful. And I don't like to give out that vibe. I don't like to give out that vibe. And it's, it's especially because I knew going into a social engagement that I would feel frustrated and angry at myself, and that would send me spiraling further than if I had just, held off and been like, you know what, it's not great for me right now. And sometimes, sometimes you make a decision, you're like, oh, fuck. And it should feel, it should be more sort of self-acceptable to be like, I shouldn't do this because I know it's going to mess with me in in a sort of mental sense. So I think sometimes you just got to step back and be like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing great, and I know that even if I am, if I engage with something, I'm liable to feel worse, unintentionally. It's nobody's fault. But it's just that sort of thing where you gotta recognize your own sort of, habits and behaviors and how you'll feel about something. You just gotta recognize it in yourself and take that step to be like, okay, love you, buddy. No, but no for today. That sort of thing. So I wanted to touch on that. My mental health fucking... Oh, shit. Oh, my God. My mental health got dumpstered. I'm fucking dumpstered. Holy shit. It was bad. God damn. But I'm feeling better now. And, this is the first time in a few days that I slept through the night again. But you know what? This time, I feel alright. I actually feel alright. No bullshit this time. I don't know why I slept so long. Oh, actually, I do. I went to bed at like 12, and I woke up around 9. And I was like, God damn, sleep finally. And I'm awake. And I'm alive. Yesterday, what broke me out of it, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, what broke me out of my sort of depressive phase is the fact that I went to sleep at 10, and then I woke up at 1:42, and that is the straw that broke the camel's back. I must have sounded like a lunatic, because I woke up, and it was dark, and I was sort of praying. I was praying that it was later than it was, like maybe it was 4 a.m. or something. And I look at the phone, and it says 1:42, and I start laughing my ass off. I thought it was so ridiculous. Like, I literally hit the sadness, like, and, like, frustration overflow meter and went back to 0. Like, it was a full body reset. And then I laid in bed for a while, but I eventually got out because I knew I wasn't going back to sleep. My body was just not having it. So, it broke me out of it to the point that I was like, okay, I'm reset. I'm going to watch or read something and feel better about this. So, that's been my week. And it's important to talk about that. Because there will be those weeks where no matter what you do, your mind's not having it. You and your mind start boxing and it starts hitting you with haymakers left and right, and you're just done. You're just done. It gets a full KO. But I'm back. I'm back in the saddle. I'm feeling better. And that's why, I'm feeling better. I even took my time to get to the podcast. Usually I look forward to it, but this one I was like, yeah, okay. We have some substantial shit to get into. So, that being said, wow, time has just flown by for this one, huh? Damn. Also, I'm sniffling more than ever for this one, and I'm gonna have to edit out so many sniffles. It's gonna drive me fucking nuts. It's gonna drive me insane. I don't know. I'm no marketing genius, by the way. I felt like I need to bring that up because I'm trying to put this pod places, but it's gonna take some time. it's gonna take some time. I'm fully acknowledging that this process is gonna take time. But, I'll touch on this really quickly. My plans for next year are to become a YouTuber. I know what you're thinking. You're like, you're out of your mind. You're actually out of your mind. And that's, it's not fantastic. You're out of your mind. What are you doing? What are you doing? And so, I'm going to become a YouTuber. Need to make money somehow. And I believe did I touch on this last week? Fuck, I need to stop talking about goals. I need to stop talking about goals. I think I did talk about this last week. But I need to stop talking about goals because it's fucking me up a little too hard when I do get to this podcast. So, yeah, I'm going to be a YouTuber. That's why I wanted to stream. And I've watched a bunch of videos for it. And I actually stopped that there because I believe I did talk about this. Fuck. God damn it. Do we get to our goals early? Because actually, yeah, it'd be good to wrap this early, this episode. So I'm on Buzzsprout, and I'm currently not paying for it. So I only have so much time. Like, I only have 3 episodes on there. That'll, if I get listed, will end up on these other places. So it's fucked up. It's really fucked up. But hey, whatever. So, goals. What are we keeping? 30 minutes of exercise every day. Now that I have a regimen and a new diet. I keep calling it a diet. And a new directive. A new directive when it comes to food. I'm keeping it, of course. We're just about to kick that off, really. Just doing any old exercise for 30 minutes every day. That's cool and all, but having an actual plan, that's better. 3 pages of writing done. 3 pages of writing. Yes. And we'll do 3 pages of writing towards Plague Walker. We're going to put an asterisk on this one. Sorry, Plague Walker's the working title of the project. And we're going to asterisk this one. Towards Plague Walker, but also if I want to work on something else and it still contributes to my 3 pages of writing, then hell yeah. 30 minutes of social discord. We're going to keep it. Fuck it, man. It's going to get done eventually. 4. Let's see. Oh. Plan out January. Just a loose schedule. Just a loose schedule of things I'm going to do in January for YouTube. Is my thing. That's what I should be focusing on. At least, sort of slimly. A lot of the advice out there is good. One of the advice is to actually just get creating now, which I gotta do. So I think I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna do a few things here in December that'll be interesting, and maybe by next year, this time we'll have something substantial going on. And I'll be like, man, I'm really great, bro. I'm really doing good. I'm not down bad anymore. But no, I'll continue to be down bad. Most of my peeps are down bad. Me and everybody else, of course. Plan out January for YouTube. So I'll do that. I'll do like a Google Doc or something. This will not count towards writing because this has to be its own separate thing. And there's 4 weeks in January, so a video each week, I'd say. And I'm thinking of averaging 3 streams each week. Because the thing is, to grow on YouTube streaming-wise, you have to commit to videos and streaming. And you're like, oh, doesn't that make Twitch seem a little easier? No, the discoverability on Twitch is fucking garbage. Jesus. That's why collaborating and like a lot of the advice is like, oh, meet other content creators and team up and, basically talk to each other. But then you just start sharing viewers and you might grow. But then you're both sort of sharing viewers and it's hard to retain an audience and it gets interesting. Either way, and it's so funny because either way, the best thing you can do regarding Twitch is consider to, grow on Twitter or YouTube and then funnel that to Twitch and it'll equal viewership. It's I'm just going to grow, like, if I'm going to grow any sort of audience, I'm going to grow it on YouTube and then just stream on YouTube. Like, monetization is apparently better on Twitch and I'll do whatever is sort of fucking more financially beneficial, but it's so wild that like the advice is like, no, grow on YouTube and then go to Twitch. For like small Twitch streamers if they want to grow. It's so crazy to me. Or be friends with a big streamer. So we have planned out January. Our 5th goal, I suppose it should be something YouTube related, right? I'm going to bring this back from 2 weeks ago because that was before I officially sort of had in my mind to do it. Make a YouTube video for gaming channel. I have a gaming channel, which I should contribute to. And that'll be great. But, yeah, those are our 5 goals. Let's go over them one more time so we all know. 30 minutes of exercise every day. 3 pages of writing towards Plague Walker. 30 minutes in a social Discord. 4, plan out January for YouTube. Make a YouTube for gaming channel. Make a YouTube video for gaming channel. Sorry, forgot the video part of that. And that seems real concise. I feel like we had a good fucking episode today, to be honest with you. Yeah, it was great. And I haven't thought of an ending phrase for this. Like, how do I send this off? The podcast. Like, what should be our farewell? I've kind of just been shittily ending it every time, but I mean, that's it for this one. Episode 5 of Growing Mental is now in the books. It's been a journey. It's been a journey so far, and it'll continue to be a journey. So I hope you stick. I hope you stick around, and I hope eventually I'll get better at enunciating and actually making my voice sound clear. Because that's something I've noticed on just a bit of audio I've listened back to. Because I don't listen back to the whole thing. I listen back to parts I think which actually isn't probably conducive to editing, but I don't watch the whole thing back. I listen to parts of it where I sort of mark it down where it needs to be edited, and then I edit those parts. So, all that being said, yeah, we're wrapped up, folks, and I'll see you next week for a check-in. Bye-bye.